In this question, it says find expression for cubic function in which, and it has given us some values. F of 1 is equivalent to 6, f of minus 1 is equivalent to 0, f of 2 equivalent to 0, and f of 0 also equivalent to 0. So it wants from us expression for our function. So let's start by solving. As you guys see over here, we have 3. Our function is 0 at 3 values, which is since our function equals 0 at x equals 2 and x equals 0 and x equals minus 1. This means that our function must have, in order for our function to be 0 at x x equals 2, then our function must be multiplied by 0, because if you multiply anything by 0, you're gonna get 0. So if in order to make a f of 2 0, then what we need multiplication by 0. And in order to get this multiplication by 0, what we're gonna do is we put in our function x minus 2. In this case, if we substitute the value of 2 as x, then we're gonna get 0. And if we multiply this by any number, then we're gonna get 0. And we'll also do the same for f of let's try for f of 2 becomes 0. For f of 0 equals 0, we must have x minus 0. And the same for f of minus 1 equals 0, we must have x minus 1, which is equivalent to x plus 1. So right now we know that in our function we must have x minus 2, and we also need to have x minus 0 and x plus 1. So let's give an example for our function. So we have right now we have our function f of x equivalent to x plus 1, which is this one. We're gonna write it over here, and then we're gonna write this one over here, multiplied by x minus 0, and the last value x minus 2. So we have all of these values in our function. As you guys, if this one 0, then all the function is 0. If this one 0 is, then all the function is 0. And if this one 0, then all the function is 0. But in order to get the expression, what we're gonna do is put unknown value for our function, because our function is still not known till now. So we're gonna put unknown value, which is a. Let's name it a, in which if we find a, then our function is found. So all what we need now is find this a, and that's it. We will get the solution. And in order to get this a, notes over here, we still have one of our values when x equals 1. Our function is equal to 6. So let's substitute that. So let's type in over here f of 1 is equivalent to a of one plus 1, and then 1 minus 0, and then 1 minus 2. And we already know that f of 1 is equivalent to 6, so let's write it. Let's write this again. And 1 plus 1, this will give us 2. And 1 minus 0, this will give us 1. And over there, we're going to get minus 1. So the result will be, after doing the arithmetic operation over here, we're going to get a equivalent to minus 3. So this is our value. And all what we have to do is now substitute the a value in our function. So let's write our function one more time. F of x is equivalent to minus 3, x plus 1, x minus 0, x minus 2. This is the final value for our function.